Good day, my yoga students. We're going to wait a couple more minutes before we get started. You've got a couple minutes until 7 a.m. So let's just hang in there and make sure you have some water, maybe a towel if you need it for support. And we'll talk about props, another flow day. I don't know if you got anybody there or not, but if you are there, you can say hello. I see a thumbs up. I see 4 people. Awesome. All right. Got 1 more minute. Good morning. Okay, I see. Now I see the messages here. All right. A little bit more time. Again, make sure you have some water. You have a nice space. You don't have to have a yoga mat as long as you have an area to practice that has a little bit of cushion if you need it. And it's not slippery. It's always best to be in your bare feet because you actually have muscles in your feet and you can grip the mat or the floor. Helps you keep steady with your balance. All right, it is 7 a.m. Good day, my yoga students. I welcome you to this yoga practice. If you would, for a bit here, we're going to just sit down in our easy pose position. So that's any position that's most comfortable for you. Sometimes it's nice to sit up on a pillow. You can have a blanket, or if you're comfortable just sitting on the floor, you can do that too, and just crossing your legs. So a little bit of history and education about yoga that is part of this course is, first of all, the word yoga literally means to yoke your mind and body. That's why we call it a mind-body exercise. It's bringing those two together. And there is what we call the Sanskrit language, and I know some of you are visual, so I'm going to show you this word. It's called Sanskrit. And basically, it is the dead language of India, that if you went to a traditional yoga studio, the instructor might talk in Sanskrit. So instead of this pose that we call the mountain pose, because we're like a mountain, if you were in a traditional yoga studio, they might call this Tadasana. Tadasana is the Sanskrit word, okay? It's like a different language. So this yoga class is not about learning a different language. So we're only going to learn a few Sanskrit terms, and we're going to go over those right now. So first, knowing this word, Sanskrit, basically is another language. It's called the dead language of India, traditionally used in yoga practices, some of them. The next word we talked about a little bit the day that we met with Collaborate, and that's that word namaste. Namaste literally means in Sanskrit, I bow to you. But really what it means is in India, it is a gesture or greeting showing respect for yourself and for whoever you are with. Okay, and we'll get more into that. But basically, namaste in yoga class is traditionally done at the end of class with the hands held at heart center. And sometimes we touch our third eye. Again, just closure of the class and showing respect for the practice that we did. This last term is called a mantra, and this is going to be your homework. So a mantra, the word literally, if you break it down, means the instrument of thought. That's what it means, this word mantra. But in layman's terms, a mantra is like an affirmation. Could be a word, it could be a sound, it could be a phrase or a sentence that you say out loud or to yourself to get you in a positive mindset. So you all, for your homework, are going to come up with your own personal mantra or affirmation, whatever you want to call it. So the traditional mantra in yoga is that just that OM that you may have seen. That is just it resonates in your throat and it vibrates and it makes you feel good, just that sound. So again, you're gonna come up with your own mantra. I'll give you some examples. So a mantra that I have personally is that each morning when I get up to get me in a positive mindset, I will say, I will have a healthy and happy day with a strong mind and body. I will let go of control, doubt, and worry and embrace positive energy. So, actually, those are two mantras, okay? You don't want it to be more than about a sentence long because you'll want to repeat that and give yourself that positive self talk. Another example would be just the word breathe. I have a few examples here. Your body deserves your unconditional love is another mantra example. Never apologize for the space you take up. It's okay to rest is another mantra. That's for our type A personalities where we have to be doing something a lot. Don't give up your power and focus on your inner light. So those are some examples. I even give example of a student who loved baseball and he was a baseball player and that he loved being up at bat the way he felt. And his mantra was just saying the word swing to himself. So it's going to be something personal to you. It could be again a word, a phrase, a sound, whatever that may be, and that'll be your homework. All right. Okay, we're going to get almost ready for our practice. One other thing I want to go over is this part of your grade will be to memorize the sun salutation flow. So I'm going to try to scan this and get this copy to you so that you usually when I have a seated class, I will give these two examples of the sun salutation that you can refer to. The reason I want you to memorize it is you want to be able to flow through it without stopping. The whole point is to flow through it. So we'll get into that. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started with our practice today. I'm going to get some music going. And we're going to start in our mountain pose. And we're going to talk about that a little bit and go through it from head to toe. So first of all, we're going to start with your feet. So we're just going to come up, lift the heels up, and now lift your toes. Get your balance. Lift up your heels and lift up your toes. Heels and toes. Let your breath flow with it. Exhale as you lift the heel. Inhale as you lift your toes. Exhale. Inhale. Couple more. Exhale. Inhale. Get that nice range of motion, warming up the lower part of the body. Very important to warm up before you get into some deep poses in yoga. All right. So think about distributing your weight evenly between the front and the back of your foot so there's not too much weight in the front and there's not too much back in your heels. Now you're going to turn your feet out and you're going to turn them in. Turn the feet out toward the outside of the foot and turn it in. One more time. Exhale, turn out. Inhale, turn in. Now, try to distribute your weight evenly from the inside and the outside of your foot. For me, I tend to put more weight on the outside, so I have to consciously think about rooting my whole foot in, front to back, outer and inner, just rooting it in like you're a tree. All right, so now we're going to come to our knees, and we're just going to bend our knees a little bit and feel what it feels like to lock your knees. You don't want to do that typically, but I want you to see what it feels like. You're loading the joint, and we don't want to do that. So bend the knees, and now lock it. One more time. Bend. Now, don't lock them. Make them soft. So they're not locked, and they're not real bent, but they're a soft knee. We call it a micro bend in the knees. So knees are soft. Feet are distributed evenly between the right and left foot, and front and back, and inner and outer. From there, we're going to come to our pelvis. I want you to put your hands on your hips, and I want you to tilt your pelvis forward like you're sticking your butt out, and now tuck it under. So we call this an anterior tilt when your butt sticks out, and that can put too much pressure on the low back if it's too extreme. And then posterior is when you tuck under. So we're tucking that tail under, and then we're bringing that tail out. Exhale, pull in and out. So we don't want to be too anterior tilted or too posterior. We want to have a neutral pelvis. So try to be right in the middle. So do that one more time. Stick your butt out, tuck it under, and now come right in between. That's where we want to be. From here, we're going to do shoulder rolls up and back. Inhale, exhale. So the pelvis is neutral, the feet are rooted in, the knees are soft. All right, so when we're in mountain pose, the shoulders should be down and back with the chest lifted so that we're allowed to really use our whole area here for our breath. So I want you to take the shoulders up, back, roll them down, and bring your palms so they're facing the front. So we are doing the mountain pose right now. Our feet are rooted in, our knees are soft, our shoulders are down and back, our palms are open, and now we're going to come to your head. So purposely stick your head out like a turtle, and now pull it back so it's your chin is parallel to the floor. Stick it out, now pull it in. So all day long we tend to have our head out, and that's not a good thing. Your head weighs a lot, and it puts pressure on your neck and your upper back. So make sure that you try to keep that head with the ear lined up with the shoulder, okay? So it's not out like this, it's pulled back and active. All right, so now we're in that nice active mountain pose. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Press the palms of your hands together. And I want you to close your eyes and focus on your breath. We're going to do that energizing breath. So take a deep breath in through your nose for a count of 6. Breathing on that good energy and strength. And then I want you to exhale out of your mouth for 4. So making the inhalation longer. Inhale through your nose for 6. Breathing in that energy and strength. And exhale out for 4, any stress or tension. 2 more times. Really in through the nose. Belly expands, breathing from that diaphragm. And release. One last energizing breath in through the nose. And then exhale out. All right, we're going to go through our flow to get the body warmed up. We're going to take the arms overhead, palms facing each other. Gaze up towards your fingertips. Press the hands together and sit into your chair pose. Exhale, reach up, looking up towards the sky. Inhale, sit in your chair. 2 more times. Exhale into extended mountain. Inhale into chair. Last time, reaching up to the sky, arch back, open the chest, and let's hold that chair pose. And from here, we're going to try to do a balanced chair. So what I want you to try to do is actually lift your heels up and balance on your forefoot. If you're a little shaky, that's okay. It's just those muscles working in the lower part of the body and the legs. Pull for a couple more breaths if you can. And then slowly release. Cleansing breath here, breathing in through your nose. As you exhale, bring your hands back to heart center. And then from here, we're going to keep those hands together. We're going to bring them up. I want you to bring your feet together. All right, and we're going to do a side flow here. It's called the crescent moon. You're going to take it from one side to the other. Inhale, exhale. Let your breath flow with the movement, and we're warming up the side bodies. Inhale, exhale. Really reaching up and over, elongating that body. And we're going to come back to center, and we call this one picking apples. So just reach up as if you're going to pick an apple off the tree. Again, warming up those side bodies. And then from here, we're going to do our warrior series. So I want you to take a step out with your left and my right if you're mirroring me. You're going to go ahead and bend that front leg, then turn your whole body towards that leg so that your shoulders and hips are squared towards that front leg, and the back foot is turned in at about a 45 degrees. So it's not out front, it's turned in. Turn that whole body. Now with your palms facing each other, we're going to reach up to the sky. Make sure your shoulders are out of your ears. So from the front, Don't be here. Keep the shoulders down and imagine you're holding a ball. So we're active with those arms. This is your warrior one. So we're gonna hold it there. And then we're gonna add a little flow here. We call it cactus arms. You're gonna pull your arms down. And as you exhale, reach back up and gaze up to your fingertips. So from the front, you're gonna pull the cactus arms down. And then exhale, look up as you come back to warrior one. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, look up, back to warrior one. Exhale, inhale. One more time, exhale, inhale. Let's hold that strong warrior one, and from here, you're gonna separate your arms. Now your shoulders and hips are squared to the front. Your arms are parallel and active. This is your warrior two. When you're done getting that position, you're gonna gaze over your middle finger of the front arm. That's where we should be looking in our strong warrior two. So after you look at me, get that down, you're gonna gaze over that middle finger. All right, from here, we're gonna do another flow. It's called the bow and arrow flow. You're gonna bring that hand forward, make a fist, and pull that bow back. Come back to warrior two. Exhale, come forward, pull the bow, come back to warrior two. Continue that flow. You can work at your own pace. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, pull back. Keep the lower part of the body very steady. The only movement is that bow pulling it back. And one more time. From here, we're going to go into reverse warrior. So with that front arm, you're going to turn your palm up, reach up and over and extend that other arm all the way down, reaching as far down that leg as you can. Feel the nice stretch through your torso. This is called reverse warrior. Now I want you to gaze up towards your fingertips if you can. If that bothers your neck, you don't have to, but you're always supposed to be gazing up towards the posture. Deep breath. All right, so from here, we're gonna add a flow. You're gonna make a fist, come down, touch your elbow to your thigh, and then reach back up again. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, reach back to reverse warrior. Exhale. Inhale. Couple more. Each time, trying to get a little bit deeper into that pose. And let's hold there. All right, so from here, we're gonna go back to our warrior one. And I want you to watch me because this one's challenging. This is called warrior three. So go ahead and watch me first, and then you're gonna play with it. So a true warrior three is you start in warrior one, and then you bring that left back leg up and reach your arms forward, and your head should be between your arms. Knee is soft and that balanced leg, and you even can grip with your feet, all right? Don't worry if you don't get all the way up, just practice it. The more you do it, the better you get. And it's let go of any judgment or expectations, do just what you can. So right now, I want you guys to practice it. If you wanna watch me one more time, you're here. Your head is between your arms. I'll keep talking to you, give it a try, all right? If you fall, you try it again. I want you to at least try it 2 to 3 times. Make sure you don't hold your breath. The tendency is when something's hard, we hold our breath, and you don't want to do that. Let the breath flow as you hold that warrior three pose. Play with it. The other tip is if your extended leg, if your foot's either flexed or pointed, that leg is tight, and it's going to balance better instead of the leg being limp. So try to make sure you contract those muscles so that it's easier to keep your balance. All right, let's shake it out. Shake it out. We're going to do that whole series on the other side. That's what's great about yoga is you balance your body right to left, upper, lower. It's a full body dynamic workout, okay? Mind, body. We're going to do that warrior one to this side, so step out with the other foot. Back foot's turn in at a 45. Turn your whole body towards that front leg. Bend that leg. Make sure your knee doesn't go over your toe. Palms facing each other. Reach up to your warrior one. Deep breaths. Try to distribute your weight evenly between your front and back leg. Don't put all the weight in the front leg. Push back through that back leg too. Deep breath. Let's add our cactus arms. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, come back to warrior one, gaze up. Exhale, look forward, pull down cactus arms. Inhale, reach up to the sky, gaze up to your fingertips. Again, exhale, pull down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. And then we're going to separate those arms to warrior two. Shoulders and hips are squared to the front. Arms are extended and parallel. And then your gaze is over that middle finger of the front arm. Deep breath. And we're going to add the bone arrow flow, or you can stay here if you want to. Hand comes forward. Pull that bow back. So we're working through the upper back as we pull back, getting that dynamic tension. So some of you said you want to improve your strength. And believe it or not, yoga definitely can do that. Not only flexibility, strength, stability, balance, increasing range of motion so you get more out of your activity and less prone to injury. All right, let's come back to our two. Turn the front palm up, slide the back hand down your leg, reach up and over into that reverse warrior, gazing up towards your fingertips. Feel that nice step. Stretch, deep breath. Add the flow. Make a fist, elbow towards thigh, and reach back up again. Exhale. Inhale, letting we call this Vinasana flow yoga. Exhale. Inhale. Breathing out as you reach up and over. And let's do one more. All right, we're going to come back to the warrior one. Again, you can watch me one time. Make sure your head stays between your arms as you hinge forward, because if your head's forward or back, it's going to pull you down. So warrior three, put the weight in the front leg, reach back. Foot should be flexed or pointed. All right, you play with it. Deep breaths, just do the best you can. I want you to try at least 2 to 3 times. We're working balance, strength, flexibility, all in one in this warrior three pose. All right, shake it out, shake it out. Hopefully you got to do it a couple times. All right, before we get to sit down, we're almost there. We're going to do our sun salutation. That's the flow that's meant to be done in the morning to energize you and get you ready for the day. You can do it 1 time through or up to 4 to 8 times through, how much time you have and how much you need that flow in the morning. So I'm going to show you from this side. So we're going to start in mountain, shoulders down and back, chest lifted. Sweep the arms up to the sky, and we're going to arch back to extended mountain, gazing up towards your fingertips. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to sweep our arms down. So watch me for a second. I'm going to sweep my arms down. I'm going to hinge from my waist like I'm diving down to the earth, and I'm going to come into forward fold. Fingertips should be lined up with the toes. Let your head be heavy. Knees are soft. If you cannot touch the floor, bend the knees more. You need to be touching with your fingertips at least. If that means you have to bend your legs more, that's fine. Feel that nice stretch through your back and through your legs. Deep breath. Take a step back with your right leg into that left lunge position. Make sure your knee's not over your toe. An option is you can bring your knee down if that's more comfortable. So you come to the low lunge. Otherwise, you're up in your high lunge. Now bring the left foot back to the right to that strong high plank. Make sure your fingertips are open and you're distributing your weight. Your shoulder elbows are stacked. Pull your abs in. From here, you have 2 options. Option 1, bring your knees down and then lower yourself down. Or more challenging, you're going to go down to that push-up position. Elbows in, and then come all the way down. And then we're coming up. Your feet are flexed or extended, and you're lifting up with the strength of the back. Don't push with your hands, okay? So lift. Here, deep breaths. This is your cobra. Then you're going to bring your toes underneath. We're going to go into down dog. Tailbone comes up, let your head drop between your hands, your arms. And what you want to do is try to press the heels down. If they don't touch, that's fine. And let's go ahead and pedal your feet. That's not necessarily part of the flow, but you can add it. Just pressing one heel and the other heel down, deep breaths. So this is where we reversed everything we just did. So now you're going to step forward with your right foot, as many steps as it takes to come to a right lunge. So now you should be lunging on the opposite side. Again, you can have your knees down if you want, otherwise it's a high lunge. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your left foot to meet the right, back to that forward fold. Then we're going to sweep our arms up towards the sky, arch back into extended mountain, and then in with your hands at heart center. All right, we're going to do it one more time. This time I'm going to show you from the front. Start in your strong mountain. Sweep the arms up to extended mountain, arch back, gaze up towards your fingertips, and then sweep your arms down, hinge from your waist into your forward fold. Again, fingertips lined up with your toes, let your head be heavy. Step back with your right foot into that left lunge. Your hand should be framing that left foot. Bring the left to the right to the strong plank. Remember, you want your starfish fingers. Open the hand, try to put more weight in the beat of the hand, not right over the wrist. Elbows are soft. You can bring your knees down or do that chaturanga or that push up, and then slowly come down and extend up into your cobra. Deep breaths. So again, feet are extended or pointed, then toes come underneath. Push back to your down dog. Let your head drop between your hands. Pedal the feet if you want to. Take a big step forward with your right foot. So now we're lunging on that right side. Deep breath. Bring your left to your right, back to forward fold. Sweep the arms back up to the sky, arching back to extended mountain. And hands to heart center. All right. Before we sit down, I said I was going to do that next. Let's practice our balance pose, the tree pose. So I want you to put your foot, it's your left foot, it's my right foot. Knee is soft. Root the whole foot in. Bring the hands to heart center. We're going to show you 3 levels. Level 1, you're going to bring the heel of that foot to the lower part of the inside of that other leg. So your toes are touching, and they're the only ones touching. So this is level 3, or level 1. Let's say level 3, okay? Then level 2, you're going to put it below your knee. So your foot's on the inside of the lower leg. And then if you want to try this would be 1, 2, level 3, you're going to bring that foot all the way in. Shoulders and hips are squared. And you can take your arms up. So that's the full tree pose. So you can play with all 3 of those and go back to the one that's most comfortable for you right now. Again, letting go of any judgment or expectation. Really root that foot in. Keep a nice steady gaze. That's going to help keep your balance. If you close your eyes, you'll notice that it's harder to keep your balance. Your vision helps your balance. So really try to focus on something. All right, now root that other foot in. We're going to do the other side. It might be easier or harder. We're going to start out with that level 3. And then we're going to try level 2. And then we're going to try level 1. Or we can go back to either of the other ones, whichever one's more comfortable. So if this is too challenging right now, I want you to go back here, whatever works for you. Again. You fall, you try again. Woo! We're going to reach those arms up. Deep breath, nice steady gaze. Really root that foot into the earth. It's going to help you keep your balance. Beautiful. Shake it out. And now we're going to try to sit down without using your hands as gracefully as you can. Boom! We made it. Okay, bring the bottoms of your feet together. We're going to rock from side to side. This is your butterfly pose. And we're just adding a little rock. Inhale, exhale. And then let's go ahead and bring those heels in. You should feel a nice sensation through your inner thighs. We tend to be tight there. So just kind of hinge forward, press out into that butterfly pose. Deep breath. And let's bring the legs together. And we're going to do the boat pose. I'm going to show you from the side. This is my favorite pose for the core. You're going to come back on your sacrum as you scoop your belly. So you're not on your butt necessarily. You're going to scoop your belly and lean back so that you're back on that sacrum. Okay? Lift one leg up, lift the other leg up. If you can, extend your arms and extend your legs. Whatever works for you. If you want to stay here for now, that's fine. The main thing is you feel that sensation through your core. Deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. So that's our boat pose. Working through the core. So each of these poses, if you want to practice on your own, you should try to hold them for 4 to 8 full breaths. From here, we're going to come into our straddle position. So open the legs up as wide as you comfortably can. You want to make sure your knees are to the ceiling. So if you're so wide that your knees are turning in, bring your legs together a little bit, whatever's most comfortable. Bring your hands in the center. We're going to flex our foot as we bend our legs, and we're going to extend the legs as we point. Flex, bend, extend, exhale. Inhale, working through the mobility of your ankles at the same time. Really trying to flex the foot up as hard as you can and really pressing it out. 2 more. All right. From here, we're going to do our wide boat. So with the wide boat, traditionally you would use your peace fingers and your thumb and you'd grab your big toe. So first of all, I would suggest you don't have socks on for yoga and you definitely don't have shoes on. There are yoga socks that you can get that have the little skin on the bottom so you don't slip. Or if you have those already, you can wear those socks if you're comfortable more with socks on. But really barefoot is the best, okay? So if you're not comfortable grabbing your big toe, I'm going to give you 2 other options. Grab the outside of your foot or just above your ankle. You never want to grab at a joint. So it's above the ankle, outside the foot, or grab your big toe. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Again, I'm going to show you from the side first. Come back on that sacrum. It's the boat pose, but now we're taking the feet wide. So from the side, I'm leaning back, and then I'm trying to extend my legs. Don't worry if your legs aren't straight. Just make sure you're back on that sacrum. Balancing as best you can. You fall back. Your back should be rounded. You fall back, you come back up again. You're going to try to straighten those legs. Deep breaths. This is called your wide boat. Feel this in your core. Scoop your belly. If you smile, you can work your facial muscles. Yay! Okay. Nice job. Okay, shake it out. And then from here, we're going to do our staff pose. So this is going to help you with your sit and reach. So with staff pose, you want your shoulders down and back. Your hands are lined up with your spine. Now, those that have tight hamstrings, your legs might be bent a little bit. That's okay. But eventually, I want them straight with your knees soft. This is called staff pose. You can practice against a wall. Where you come against the wall and make sure everything from the back of your head down to your spine and your arms are lined up with the wall and your feet should be flexed. All right, so that's staff pose. From there, we're going to do opposition with your feet. So you're going to point one foot and flex the other. Again, working through ankle mobility, flex, extend. Deep breaths, inhale, exhale. Okay, keeping them flexed, we're going to practice our seated forward fold. So sweep the arms up, palms facing each other. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to hinge from your waist. So don't collapse into it. I want you to reach out first and then reach down, grabbing your shin, your foot, wherever you can grab onto, and just do a gentle rock from side to side. Inhale, exhale. Breathing out and in. Beautiful. Shake it out. And we're going to plug in a little core work here. So I want your legs slightly bent, dig your heels in, arms extended. I want you to breathe out as you lean back. And when you breathe in, I want you to use your core to lift you back up again. So exhale, lean back. Inhale, use your core to lift up. It's very important to have a strong core. Your core is your abdominals, your low back, and your hip area. So we're working all of those right now. Breathe out as you lean back. And if your heels are lifting up, you're probably going back too far. So keep the heels down. Only go back as far as you can keep the heels engaged and use that core. And we're going to add a row. So you're going to row one arm back and kind of twist from the torso to work those love handles. Come back up. Lean back and roll the other arm back. So exhale as you lean back, row the arm back. So adding a little twist here to work for through your obliques, or we lovingly call our love handles. So we're working that area, making it stronger. And just give me a couple more. Beautiful. Now we get to come all the way down. But I don't want you to just fall down. I want you to control it using your core. So go down as slow as you can. Think about one vertebrae at a time touching the floor. Really, really slow. Feel it in your abdominal area. And then let the head come down. Once you're all the way down, let's give those legs a nice hug and rock from side to side, massaging your low back. Inhale, exhale. From here, we're going to do legs up the wall. So again, I want to show you real quickly. Look at me. You can actually come to a wall, bring your bottom to the wall, and have your legs up the wall. Okay? And then you're just going to hang out there. This is really good to do after a long day of being on your feet. You're getting the blood flowing back to your heart, and you can have a pillow for your head. This is legs up the wall. And you're trying to have your bottom to your heel against the wall. If you have tight hamstrings, you may not be able to get the legs straight. So everybody take those legs up the wall. Get them as straight as you can. Feel that stretch. Deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to do our dead bug. So it's just like the wide boat. You can grab above your ankle, outside of your foot, or peace fingers and thumb grab your big toe. And all you're doing is trying to extend those legs out. Let your head relax down. And get those legs as straight as you possibly can, keeping a soft knee. This is the dead bug, no movement. If we become the happy baby, I'm going to lift my head, neck, and upper back as I look through my legs, and I'm going to add a rock from side to side. I can add a rock forward and back. Have fun with it. Happy baby. All right, let's release and prepare for bridge pose. So your legs are bent with your heels underneath your knees. Your arms are long down by your side. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, send your hips towards the sky as you squeeze through your glutes. Deep breath here. Trying to hold that strong bridge. From here, you have the option, we call it bound bridge. You can watch me for a second. I'm going to take my hands, bring them underneath, clasp my fingers together, lift up a little higher. This is more of a challenge, so you can try it. If it doesn't feel right, go back to the basic bridge. Deep breath, squeezing, lifting, noticing your belly rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. We're going to hold this bridge a little bit longer. Stay strong. If you need to release, you can. And slowly release the bridge, one vertebrae at a time. And we're going to take the arms out to a T with the palms down. And we're going to bring our legs together, squeeze the inner thighs. Our legs are bent at a 90 degrees. And we're just going to do a little side flow here. So bring your legs to one side, bring them back to the center, and take them over to the other side. So when you're lifting the legs back up, I want you to think about using those obliques. So use those love handles will lift you back up. Slower is going to be a little bit more challenging, but that's okay. Exhale, lift, back to the center. Inhale, lower. Try to make sure your shoulders and arms stay engaged with the floor. If you can't lower your legs all the way down, that's fine. Give me a couple more. On that last one, you're going to slowly roll over onto your stomach. We call it the prone position. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, your chest is lifted, your shoulder and elbow are lined up, and you're just leading through that heart. Deep breaths. All right, so from here, we're going to do what we call locust. So bring your arms down by your side with your palms up. You're going to take a deep breath, and as you exhale, I want you to try to lift your arms and lift your legs up. Deep breaths. This is working through the strength of the low back and flexibility. So if you can't lift up very high or it's too much lifting the legs, you can modify. Otherwise, I really want you to try to lift up. Stay strong, deep breaths. Lifting the chest, lifting the thighs, squeezing the glutes into that locust pose. Release down. Let your head relax down. You can relax one cheek or your forehead. And I want you to just rock your hips from side to side, releasing any tension. From here, we're going to do what's called the bow pose, B-O-W. Your body's going to make that bow that does that. We did the arrow before. You're going to make a bow shaped. So I want you to bend both legs in. Take your hands and try to grab your feet. So for some of you, this may be enough, okay? You can stay here. Otherwise, to go to full bow, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, I want you to lift your thighs up, lift your chest. Do what you can. If that's too much, stay down. With the full bow, your thighs are not touching the mat. It's just your core, your abdominals that's touching. Really important. That's a lot of stretching on the low back. So we're going to come up to our tabletop, and we're going to do our cat pose. So round your back the opposite way. Let your head drop down. Feel that nice stretch the opposite way. It's always important to counter stretch the areas. From here, make sure your knee is lined up with your hips. Shoulder, elbow, wrist are stacked. You're going to do your cat-cow. So cat, back is rounded, head comes down, look to your belly button. Cow, you're going to arch your back and look gently up towards the ceiling, but not all the way. Exhale, round, head comes down. Inhale, arch, head gently comes up. So remember that your neck is part of your spine. So what we're doing is we're actually getting the mobility of our entire spine from our tailbone to the base of your skull. So we're arching and we're extending. Head goes with. We're going to come back to that strong tabletop. Pull your abs in, and we're going to work your core a little bit more. See if you can lift your knees up. So your knees aren't touching right now. You're bracing your abs. Pull those abs in. Knees are hovering. A couple more breaths if you can. Release the knees back down, and you're going to push back to extended child. Reaching out through your fingertips. Let the head relax down. So for some of you, if you need to, you can keep your knees together, but if you can't get your bottom down, I want you to actually look at how I open my legs and then come forward, because this is supposed to be relaxing. And if it's not relaxing with your knees together and you cannot get your bottom down to your heels, I want you to actually open your legs. So those extended mountain with the legs open or closed, either one. It's supposed to be a relaxing pose. From here, we're going to come back to our tabletop. Pull the abs in, and we're going to do spinal balance. I want you to extend your right arm out and your left leg. That left leg, your foot should be flexed. So press out through your heel, reach out through your fingertips. Try to make a straight line from your fingertip back to your heel. This is your spinal balance. And let's switch sides. This time extend the left arm like you're going to shake somebody's hand, and the right leg. Pressing out through your heel, This is working balance, stability, and strength. All together, try to stay steady as you can. Deep breaths. Come back to strong tabletop. All right, we're gonna do one more flow, and it's called threading the needle. So you're gonna take your hand that's closest to me, and watch me first. I'm gonna bring it up, open the chest, and then I'm gonna thread this hand with the palm up, all the way through between that arm and leg, and then relax your head down so that you feel a stretch in your upper back. So let's do that again. Reach the arm up to the sky, and then with the palm up, thread it all the way through so that back of your arm and your shoulder, the upper back is on the mat. And then if you can, the other arm goes up to the sky. Palm, open the chest. So let's flow with that a couple times. So exhale and inhale, thread the arm through. Again, exhale, lift up towards the sky. Inhale, thread it through. One last time. Exhale, reach up to the sky. Inhale, thread it through. And let's do the other side. Right arm, the other arm comes up, and now thread it through. This is a really good stretch for the upper back where we can tend to be tight and hold tension. Exhale, lift up to the sky, open the chest. Inhale, thread it through. Couple more times. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Beautiful. All right, so from here, you're going to come into your easy seated pose once more. Yeah, I'm getting close to the time. All right, so go ahead and take a seat. We call it crisscross applesauce if that works best for you. And I always like to end the class with, again, yoga is a mind-body exercise. So some food for thought. So right now, I just want you to actually close your eyes. You can have your hands resting on your knees, whatever's the most comfortable. And I just want you to focus on my words. So just deep breaths, relax. So these are the 7 cardinal rules to a happy, joyful life. Number 1, make peace with your past so it doesn't spoil your present. Your past does not define your future. Your actions and beliefs do. Number 2, what others think of you is none of your business. It's how much you value yourself and how important you think you are. Number 3, time heals almost everything. Given time, pain will be less hurting. Scars make us who we are. They explain our life and why we are the way we are. They challenge us and force us to be stronger. Number 4, no one is the reason for your happiness except you yourself. Waste no time and effort searching for peace and contentment and joy in the world outside. Have it within. Number 5, don't compare yourself to others. You have no idea what their journey is all about. If we all threw our problems in a pile and saw everyone else's, we would grab ours back as fast as we could. Number 6, stop thinking too much. It's all right not to know all the answers. Sometimes there is no answer, and there's never going to be an answer. That is the answer. Accept it and move on. And number 7, my favorite, is smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. A smile can brighten the darkest day and make life more beautiful. It is a potential curve to turn a life around and set everything straight. And that's the truth. When you smile, you work your facial muscles, and it actually triggers something in your system to actually make you feel better, that good feeling. All right. So I hope that you all enjoyed the practice today. So if you're here with me live now, as we're closing out, I will automatically give you 10 points if you just make sure you have your name. It could just be your first name because we don't have anybody with the same first name. The thing that you enjoyed most about the practice and what was most challenging. That's it. Your name, what you enjoyed the most, and what was most challenging. I will automatically give you 10 points right after we're done here. And those that aren't here live, I'll give you an assignment that you'll have to fill out. There's an assignment sheet, like you click on assignments, and you'll have to fill out the information there instead of doing it on the live YouTube, okay? So I'll try to explain that in the notes for this week. But again, if you're here, you go ahead and do that. I automatically will give you your 10 points. So let's go ahead and end our practice. Bring those hands to heart center, pressing our palms together, setting your intentions for a fit and happy day filled with positivity. May humanity be your race, love your religion, and peace your weapon. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to our next practice. Have a fit and happy day. Peace. Let's see, I got some people here. Awesome. Love it. All right, I'm going to give just a couple more minutes if anybody's still typing something. So I'm sure that you can do it afterwards too, but I hope you enjoyed it. You're going to have a wonderful rest of the day now. And don't worry if you don't really know the name of the poses, whatever you want to call it that you remember, you'll start to learn them. Thank you all for being here with me. Have a great day.